Nobody goes to the movies for the ads. Everyone is there for the main event, the real, meaningful conversations. But here's the catch: before the movie starts, you have to sit through the commercials. The same goes for social interactions. Small talk comes first, then the real connection. If you pay closer attention, you'll notice that every relationship starts with a few random words. Even your best friend was once a stranger who blurted out something casual, completely unaware that it would lead to years of friendship. You might think that what you say is the most important part. Wrong. That's not what really matters. What matters is making the other person feel comfortable, like a human being, not some robot waiting for input. That's it. Forget cheat codes, scripts, or that mythical natural charisma. None of that is necessary. Instead of searching for some magic formula, try one underrated skill: active observation. Sounds like something a nerd would say? Maybe. But just hear me out. Active observation means paying attention to the person in front of you as if the rest of the world doesn't exist. Not their energy, not their vibe, but actual, tangible details: their outfit, their drink, the way they keep glancing at the clock like they'd rather be anywhere else. You notice these little things, casually comment on them, and suddenly, you have a reason to talk, not an interrogation, just an opening. That's it. I could end this explanation here, but stick with me. It gets better. Why does this work? First, people love to feel noticed. Not in a "wow, you're so deep and mysterious" kind of way, but in a "hey, I see you" way. It's basic psychology. We all crave acknowledgement. Second, it instantly lowers the pressure. Instead of hitting someone with, "So, what do you do?" or "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" you're simply tossing out an observation and seeing if they pick it up. Let's say you're at a cafe, and the person next to you is reading a book. Most people would ask, "What are you reading?" because it feels like the polite thing to do. Wrong. That's pressure. Now they have to explain, justify, or summarize the book. Who even wants to do that? Instead, try saying, "That book looks like it's been through a lot." Boom. You've just made an observation, neutral, yet interesting. Maybe they'll laugh and say, "Yeah, I've reread it 3 times. Or maybe they'll groan and say, "It's terrible, but I'm finishing it out of spite." Either way, you've started a conversation, without making them feel like they're in an interview. Now imagine you're at a party. If you're an introvert, that probably sounds like a nightmare. Someone walks by with a plate of questionable-looking food. Instead of ignoring them or standing awkwardly in the corner, you say, "Is that chicken? Looks like it tried to fight back." You're not asking a question. You're making an observation, and you're doing it in a way that invites humor. Maybe they'll laugh and agree. Maybe they'll even defend the chicken. Either way, you've opened a door. That's the beauty of active observation. It works anywhere: at work, on dates, at family gatherings. It's simple, flexible, and best of all, it shifts the focus away from you. You don't need to be the most charismatic person in the room. All you need to do is notice things and say them out loud. It's that easy. How to apply this in real life? Step 1. Start noticing details. That means putting your phone down, taking out your headphones, and actually looking around. You'd be surprised how much is happening around you. What are people wearing? What are they doing? Is someone fidgeting with something? Checking their watch? Scrolling endlessly on their phone? These tiny details tell you a lot. Step 2. Turn those observations into comments. This is where most people get stuck. They overthink it, worry about sounding weird or intrusive. But here's the truth: no one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Everyone is too busy thinking about themselves. So, if someone has an unusual outfit, you can just say, "Wow, bold choice, I respect it." Boom. Mission accomplished. You're not trying to be a genius, you're just opening a conversation. One last thing. Get comfortable with silence. Not every observation will turn into a conversation, and that's okay. The goal isn't to force people to talk. It's to give them an opportunity to engage if they want to. If they don't, you move on. No awkwardness, no drama. And the more you do this, the easier it gets. At some point, you'll realize that small talk isn't about impressing people or proving you're interesting. It's just about being present, noticing people, and making them feel seen. Final thought. It might seem too simple to actually work. But think about it. When was the last time someone genuinely noticed something about you and mentioned it in a non-weird way? Probably not recently. The truth is, people are too caught up in their own heads to notice anyone else. So, when you do it, it's like a glitch in the matrix. People react because they're not used to it. For example, imagine you're at a party, and someone walks in wearing a cap covered in pineapples. Most people would either ignore it or say something generic like, "Nice hat." But not you. You're going to say, "Okay, I need to know the story behind the pineapples." Now you've made it personal. You've turned their accessory into a conversation starter and made them feel interesting. And this works with literally anything. Let's say you notice someone's shoes, just say, "Those look way too clean to be comfortable." Or their coffee order? That's a lot of whipped cream for someone who doesn't look like they're celebrating anything. Even their dog. I feel like your dog silently judges people, and I respect that. See? You're not trying to be funny or clever. You're just noticing things and turning them into slightly interesting comments. But here's the catch, you have to mean it. People can smell fake interest from a mile away. If you're only doing this because you think you're supposed to, it won't work. You have to genuinely care about the person, or at least something about them. Even if it's just for 5 minutes. And that's where a lot of people, especially introverts, get tripped up. We think we're bad at small talk because we don't like shallow conversations. But small talk isn't shallow if you're actually paying attention. It's just the first layer. The more you practice active observation, the more you'll realize people are fascinating. Even when they're talking about boring stuff. So, the next time you're in an unavoidable small talk situation, and let's be honest, that's almost every social setting, try this. Notice something. Comment on it. Let the conversation unfold naturally. You don't have to be the most popular person in the room. You just have to be present. And once you master this, something interesting happens. Small talk stops feeling like a chore. It becomes a game. A fun game. You start enjoying noticing things and seeing how people react. You stop worrying about what to say, because it doesn't really matter. What matters is showing up, paying attention, and making people feel seen. That's the whole point. So, next time you're in an elevator, notice the person next to you. What are they wearing? What are they holding? How are they standing? Pick one thing, make a comment, and see what happens. Worst case? They don't respond, they think it's weird, and you move on with your life. Best case? You've just made a connection.